What is life really about? Have you ever asked yourself this question? We grow up being taught by society that happiness is the ultimate goal, success is money and fame, and love is what will complete us. But today, I want to tell you something important. All of these are just illusions. These are not comforting words, not dreamy stories that beautify life. These are the truths, straight and unvarnished. If you are brave enough, let these truths enter your mind. They may make you uncomfortable at first, but they are a sign of awakening. Ask yourself, are you truly happy? We live in a world full of convenience and technology. Despite the abundance of material things, we still feel poor in meaning. Although we can connect with millions of people, we feel more alone than ever. We chase success, but in the end, we find ourselves empty, and that is when we need to wake up. Let's think again. Is happiness really the ultimate goal of life? Is success, money, fame? And does love really complete you? The things you used to believe are just stories made up to keep you chasing illusions. Meanwhile, the true nature of life is being forgotten. And this is when you have to face the truth. The Stoic philosophy will help you see more clearly what you have been pursuing. It is not an easy story to listen to, but an invitation, inviting you to overcome false concepts, to realize that freedom and happiness really come from within you, from the way you perceive and react to the world around you. Discomfort is the first sign of maturity. These truths will challenge everything you have believed, but it is this challenge that will help you find your true purpose in life. When you let go of your prejudices and false concepts, you will find the strength from within to live a full and meaningful life. If you are ready to start this journey of discovery, if you want to know how Stoic philosophy can change your life, watch this video until the end. This is not just a lesson, but a beginning to a new life, a life lived according to its true nature. Let's start now, together to discover the truths from Stoic philosophy. Lesson number 1. Your comfort zone is your coffin. Have you ever asked yourself, is the comfort you are seeking really a gift? Or is it just a sweet trap that makes you forget about your dreams and untapped potential? In life, we tend to seek comfort zones, where everything is familiar, easy, and unchallenged. But this may be the reason you never reach for what you truly desire. Comfort, in fact, is not a destination. It is the silent enemy that kills your dreams and opportunities for growth. Think about this for a moment. How many times have you chosen a stable job just because it is safe instead of pursuing your true passion? How many times have you stayed in a toxic relationship just because it was familiar and comfortable? And how many times have you avoided taking the hard road just because you were afraid of facing failure? Comfort always whispers in your ear, stop, you're enough, don't try anymore. But few people realize that it is this comfort that is robbing you of valuable opportunities to progress, to truly develop. Look at the story of David, a friend of mine. He used to work in finance, had a stable job and a decent salary, but every day that passed, he felt empty. Although this job could feed him, it did not nourish his soul. David always dreamed of starting a business, but the fear of failure made him close the door on that dream. Until one day, he was fired. The moment of losing comfort left him with no choice but to act. And that was the turning point. He started a business, something he should have done a long time ago. Today, looking back, David realizes that being fired was a blessing, the best thing that ever happened to him. If you dare to step out of your comfort zone from the beginning, look for new opportunities, build a side business, or try out other ideas, perhaps even if you fail, you still won't have to face the feeling of being stuck. Sometimes only a big shock can wake us up, but should we wait until then to dare to change? The Stoic philosophy teaches us that difficulty is not an enemy, but a teacher, a powerful teacher that helps us develop and mature. Epictetus once said, difficulty is an opportunity for you to discover your hidden strength. The comfort zone is like a cage, and the key to open that door is right in your hands. Remember, difficulty does not come to knock you down, but to help you grow. Marcus Aurelius wrote, we have the power to choose our attitude towards every challenge. Don't ask why this happened to me, but ask, how can I learn from it? True growth happens when you dare to face your fears, When you step into uncharted territory, that's when you truly grow. Start small. Learn a new skill. Talk to people you're afraid of. Start a project you've been putting off for a long time. Don't be afraid to fail, because failure is a stepping stone to moving forward. Failure doesn't define you. It's how you get up after failure that makes you who you are. The comfort zone is essentially a velvet coffin, making you live safely, but not truly living. Only when you dare to step out of your comfort zone will you find a life worth living. Don't let safety make you forget the wonderful things this life can bring. Remember, it is in the difficult moments that you discover your deepest strength, and it is in those challenges that you will find the wisdom and freedom that you cannot have while hiding in your safe cage. Don't let fear stop you from living a full life. Dare to step out of your comfort zone, challenge yourself, and be true to yourself. The journey is not easy, but it is in the first steps that you will discover your limitless potential. Lesson number 2, expectations, the root of all suffering. Why do we suffer? This is a question most of us have asked ourselves. Think back to a time when you felt disappointed, angry, or disillusioned. Was it because life was unfair, or because someone hurt you? In fact, your pain doesn't come from external factors. It comes from the expectations you set for yourself, expectations that never come true. We expect a lot from life. Friends will always be there when you need them. Work will bring recognition and advancement. Relationships will always be fulfilling, unchanging. Life will go exactly as you plan. But here's the hard truth. Expectations are the root of all suffering. Think about disappointment for a moment. When you feel pain, it's because reality doesn't match your expectations. Are you disappointed when a friend doesn't act the way you expected? Or when your efforts go unrecognized? The gap between reality and expectations is where suffering comes from. Emily's story can help you understand better. Emily is a talented, hard-working graphic designer who always puts in her best effort. She expected that if she worked hard, her boss would recognize her and promote her. But when the promotion didn't come, she felt bitter and disappointed and decided to quit. But after thinking about it, Emily realized a painful truth. Her pain didn't come from her boss's actions, but from her own unrealistic expectations. She had trapped herself in a trap. High expectations without being prepared for reality. When reality didn't meet those expectations, everything fell apart. So how can you escape this trap? Philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "You cannot control the world around you, but you can control your mind. And if you do, you will find peace." When you reduce unrealistic expectations, you begin to feel free. This does not mean giving up on your dreams or goals, but rather seeing life more realistically, thereby making wiser and more effective choices. Many relationships fail not because of lack of affection, but because of unrealistic expectations. You expect others to always understand you, always support you, or behave the way you want. But when you accept others as they are, you will no longer be disappointed, and the relationship will become healthier. The same is true for you. When you always set perfect standards for yourself, you will feel pressured and tired. When you reduce your expectations, you allow yourself to live more freely and naturally. So how to reduce expectations? First, focus on what you can control. You can't change other people's behavior, but you can control how you react. Stop expecting others to make you happy, and instead focus on making yourself happy. Instead of always wanting what you don't have, appreciate what you do have. Take a few minutes each day to think about what you're grateful for in your life. And don't forget that the world isn't perfect, and neither are people. Be flexible, embrace the unexpected, and find opportunities in situations that don't go your way. Expectations are like invisible chains that keep you in a fantasy world where you believe things should go your way. But life doesn't owe you anything. No one else is responsible for living up to your expectations. When you let go of expectations, you'll find the peace you've been searching for. Remember, only when you let go of expectations can you truly be free. Life is not a series of plans to follow. It is a journey of learning, adjusting, and finding peace in what you have. Lesson number 3, friendships aren't forever. We've often heard that friendships are eternal, that true friends will always be there for you through thick and thin. But what is the reality? Friendships, like everything else in life, are impermanent. People change, circumstances change, and that, in fact, is perfectly normal. Think back to your childhood friends, high school friends, or college friends. How many of them are still present in your life today? Life doesn't stand still, and as we grow older, relationships change. That doesn't mean friendships aren't important, it just means that they need time to develop in their own way. The story of Anna and Sophie may be a good example. Anna and Sophie were inseparable throughout their high school years. They studied together, shared secrets, and dreamed of great things in the future. But when they entered university, Anna chose to study economics in a big city, while Sophie decided to study education near home. Although they kept in touch at first, gradually, the geographical distance and differences in lifestyle made them talk less. Anna used to feel guilty for not being able to maintain the friendship as before, but then she realized something important. Friendships do not need to last forever to be valuable. The good memories with Sophie helped Anna grow up, and the change in distance did not reduce the meaning of the friendship they once had. So how do we face the impermanence of friendship? The first way is to cherish every present moment. Enjoy the conversations, the laughter, and the connection with friends without worrying about how long this relationship will last. When a friendship fades, do not consider it a failure. It is just a chapter that is closed, opening a new chapter in your life. See it as an opportunity to experience new connections and learn from past relationships. Instead of trying to maintain a lot of superficial relationships, spend time and energy developing deep, meaningful connections. Sometimes the quality of your relationships is much more important than the quantity. Friendships are not forever, and that's okay. Life is a series of comings and goings, and each person you meet along the way has a role to play. They enrich your life, no matter how long the relationship lasts. Learn to embrace this impermanence. By doing so, you will free yourself from pain and open yourself to new opportunities and connections in the future. Remember, friendships, like everything in life, are impermanent. Cherish the moments you spend together, learn from each relationship, and be ready to embrace new ones as they come. That is the most complete and meaningful way to live. Lesson number 4. Sacrifice, the price of greatness. In a world that increasingly values convenience, we are often drawn into the whirlpool of invitations to easy living. Advertising, social media, and advice from others are like gentle breezes, leading us to a life where everything is measured in terms of comfort. But Stoic philosophy reveals a deep and harsh truth. Nothing truly worthwhile comes without sacrifice. Look back at the great achievements in your life. Did you achieve them easily, or did they come after sacrifice and relentless effort? Sacrifice is not simply giving up, but creating space for greater things. Think of Sarah, the girl who dreamed of becoming a doctor since she was a child. The road to that dream was not paved with red carpets. To pursue her studies, Sarah had to give up fun weekends, socializing with friends, and even financial stability. Late-night studying and holidays without her family were the price she had to pay. However, once she became a doctor and saved thousands of lives, Sarah realized, what I gave up was nothing compared to what I gained. Sacrifice is not a loss, it's a priority. When you give up small things, you don't lose. You create opportunities for bigger things. Stoic philosophy teaches us that every worthwhile achievement, from a successful career to lasting health or happy relationships, requires a trade-off. So how can we apply the principle of sacrifice to modern life? The first question you need to answer is, what is truly important to you? Maybe it's a stable career, good health, a happy family, or a personal passion. When you are clear about your goals, making sacrifices becomes much easier. In an age where everything is instant, patience becomes an extremely valuable quality. Understand that any big reward requires time and effort. For example, if you want to build a successful business, you may have to give up relaxing evenings, work overtime, or take on greater responsibilities. Every sacrifice, no matter how small, today will add up to a valuable investment in the future. Imagine every time you give up a little bit to do something more important, you are investing in your own life. If you want to get promoted, you may have to give up free time, work overtime, or study in the evenings. If you want to be healthy, you may have to sacrifice fast food, give up lazy habits, and instead make time to exercise regularly. If you want to save or invest, you may have to give up unnecessary spending, focusing on long-term goals like buying a house or starting a business. Sacrifice is the price we pay for achieving greatness. It is how we determine our true priorities and devote our energy to big, long-term goals. Stoics understand that everything worth having requires time, effort, and the willingness to give up the trivial. Modern life often leads us to avoid hardship and sacrifice, but Stoic philosophy teaches that what you give up today will open up a brilliant and meaningful future. Lesson number 5, stop chasing love. Is love really something you have to chase? Today's society has taught us that love is something you have to find, something you have to earn, and that without it, you can't be happy. But the truth is different. Love isn't something you can find by searching for it. It comes when you're busy living your best life. Think about the times you've tried to find love. You date constantly, trying to change to fit other people's expectations. You give up your values, settling for less than you deserve. And what do you get in return? A broken heart, disappointment, or a feeling of emptiness. The truth is, love becomes more elusive the more you desperately seek it. When you focus on chasing love, you lose yourself. You spend all your energy searching for that special someone, but you forget that true love begins with loving yourself. Let's look at Laura's story. Laura spent years searching for the one. She dated nonstop, always trying to change herself to become the version of herself that others wanted. She thought love would come when she did that, but the result was emptiness. She felt like something was always missing. One day, Laura decided to stop. She resolved to focus on herself, taking care of her health, pursuing her career, discovering her passions, and doing things that made her happy. And the magic happened. When she stopped looking for love, it came. The right person appeared when she least expected it, not because she tried to change herself, but because she became the best version of herself. True love is not something you chase. It comes naturally when you are true to yourself. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Happiness in life does not depend on external circumstances, but on how you perceive them." Love is not a destination, but a natural reward of the journey of being true to yourself. You cannot control what happens out there, but you have complete control over how you live and feel. This is absolutely true with love. Love is not about finding someone to complete you, but about being whole, proud, and happy in your own skin. When you live a meaningful life, love yourself, and radiate confidence, love will come naturally. Stop chasing love doesn't mean giving up on it. It means you stop chasing a distant dream and instead live in reality. Love doesn't come when you're desperately searching for it, but when you're busy living a meaningful life. Remember, love is not a journey of pursuit, it's a journey of self-discovery. The harder you chase love, the more it eludes you. But when you focus on being true to yourself, love will find you. Lesson number 6, the crowd is often wrong. Do we really need to follow the crowd to feel right? Society often makes us believe that the majority opinion is the truth, but the truth is, the majority is often wrong. Just because most people believe something doesn't mean it's true. To find your own path, you need to learn to ask questions, think independently, and dare to challenge popular opinion. Elon Musk, the billionaire. When he came up with the idea of reusing rockets by returning their boosters to the launch pad, the whole world laughed at him. The crowd called him crazy and his idea absurd. But Elon didn't let the voices of the majority stop him. He believed in his vision, continued to persevere, and made the impossible happen. Today, SpaceX is a leader in space technology, and the once absurd idea has become a turning point in the space industry when it successfully returned the first booster to the launch pad. History has proven great changes never come from the consensus of the crowd, but from individuals who dare to stand apart, dare to challenge the status quo, and steadfastly stand for the truth they believe in. Following the crowd is easy. You feel safe when you stand with the majority, when you are not ridiculed or isolated. But the truth rarely belongs to the majority. To find the truth and make progress, you need to dare to ask questions. Why do people believe this? Does it make sense? Is there evidence to support it? Embrace differences. Fear of standing out or being ridiculed only makes you lose the opportunity to seek the truth. Just because something is repeated many times does not make it true. Dig deep and verify it yourself. Apply this in your modern life by reading multiple sources of information, especially from opposing perspectives. Don't take everything at face value. Dig deeper, verify the facts. When faced with a popular opinion, ask yourself, does this make sense? Who benefits from spreading this belief? Don't believe it right away. Test, question, and investigate thoroughly. Surround yourself with people who are not afraid to debate and encourage you to think independently. Engage in conversations with people who have different views. It is through the collision of ideas that you will grow and refine your understanding. When you are presented with new evidence, be willing to change your mind. It is not a weakness, but a sign of maturity and strength. Following the crowd can lead you astray, but daring to stand out, daring to think differently, you will find your truth. Don't be afraid to be different. Human progress always begins with those who have the courage to step off the beaten path of the majority. Lesson number 7, patience is power. It seems that the world we live in is increasingly caught up in a constant whirlwind of hustle and bustle, affected by the many consequences of modern industrial life. At home and at work, work piles up. On the streets, there is traffic jam and dust. Phones ring loudly even in our sleep. All of these have become an undeniable part of today's life. More than ever, people feel that they need a state of peace, a sense of happiness, a happiness that does not contradict the success that requires constant effort in our lives. Patience can help us slow down the pace of life and help us feel better about ourselves. Patience will help us maximize our own abilities, give us the ability to overcome anger that we will regret later, and give us the strength to pursue and achieve great things that seem beyond our reach. Patience is real power. True power is not in speed or instant success, but in the ability to persevere, wait, and persevere. Think about it. We've been taught to believe that faster is better, that waiting is a waste of time. Yet the greatest achievements, the deepest experiences, often require patience. The ability to wait, endure, and persevere is a rare but essential virtue. Patience is not passive. It is an active choice to stay the course. At the same time, patience helps us overcome challenges without giving up. Think about this example. A person learns a new skill. At first, the progress is slow, and sometimes it feels like no progress at all. But with patience, they continue to practice consistently, and gradually they begin to see small improvements, and then big ones. The results of patience are not immediate, but they will yield solid, lasting results. To apply patience in your life, you can start by: set realistic expectations. Understand that meaningful achievements take time and effort. Nothing great is built overnight. Learn to be present in the moment rather than constantly looking ahead. Only when you are fully present can you enjoy the process and your progress. When faced with challenges, remind yourself that patience is key. Don't rush, trust the process. Patience with yourself is just as important as patience with external circumstances. Patience is the quiet strength that keeps you going when everything else tells you to give up. It is the inner peace that comes from knowing that time is on your side. Embrace patience, and you will find yourself more resilient, more focused, and ultimately more successful. Remember this: in a world obsessed with instant results, patience is a superpower. It allows you to navigate life's challenges with grace and wisdom. By practicing patience, you tap into the true power to shape your destiny. Lesson number 8, trying to please everyone. Today's society is extremely complicated, which inadvertently makes us try to please everyone around us. We often think that if we please everyone, we will be loved, respected, and successful. But here is the harsh truth. Trying to please everyone is not only impossible, but also a path to loss of yourself. When you constantly adjust your behavior, thoughts, and choices just to fit the expectations of others, you are losing your true personality and value. Your life is no longer yours, but a reflection of the expectations, needs, and desires of others. Remember, you cannot control what others think of you, but you have complete control over how you react and live with yourself. Life is colorful. Some people love you, but some people hate you and slander you. Even if you do nothing wrong, there are still people who don't like you. This is an unchangeable fact. When you try to please everyone, you have to sacrifice your own principles, values, and personality. This leads to a loss of personal identity and self-esteem. When you live to please others, you inadvertently put your happiness and self-esteem in their hands. You will always worry about being accepted instead of focusing on what is truly important to you. Liam, an energetic office worker, always tries to please his colleagues and boss. He never refuses any request, always takes on more work even though he is overloaded. But instead of receiving love and recognition, Liam is increasingly taken advantage of and feels exhausted. One day he decides to change. He started saying no to unreasonable requests, focusing on the most important work and taking time to care for himself. The result? Despite some unhappy colleagues, Liam felt happier and more productive. Stoic philosophy advises us not to waste energy trying to control what other people think. Your goal is not to please everyone, but to live a life that is authentic and true to yourself. Trying to please everyone often stems from two fears. Fear of being disliked or rejected. We try to be friends with everyone to avoid isolation, but the truth is, not everyone is right or worthy of our time and energy. Fear of losing acceptance and support. We seek recognition from others as a source of motivation, but this only makes us more dependent and weak. True freedom. You were not born to please everyone. You were born to live a meaningful life in the way you believe is right. By letting go of your obsession with pleasing everyone, you will find true freedom, the freedom to live on your terms, the freedom to pursue your goals, and the freedom to be who you want to be. Life is not about achieving perfection, but about embracing imperfection and finding peace in chaos. These 8 Stoic lessons are not meant to be comforting, but to challenge you to grow, reflect, and live a life of purpose. Remember, before you die, live a real life. Start by stepping out of your comfort zone, letting go of unrealistic expectations, embracing the temporary, and finding strength in sacrifice. Live boldly, love deeply, and never stop seeking wisdom. Take the time to explore the profound lessons of Stoic philosophy. If you find these values useful, don't forget to subscribe and continue your journey of finding peace and wisdom. Your journey starts today. Make it extraordinary.